Welcome back, everyone. It is something a lot of people struggle with: high cholesterol. Researchers at the University of New Mexico and the National Institutes of Health say they may know how to keep it down without daily pills. It is still in the early stages, but they are developing a vaccine. Here to fill us in on how exactly this would work is Dr. Vivek Goswami with the Heart Hospital of Austin. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And if this thing makes it all the way through and is available for folks, this thing could just eradicate the need for a pill.
It could be a game changer. It could change the face of heart disease as we know it. So, historically we've known that LDL cholesterol, or bad cholesterol, is one of the biggest risk factors for development of heart disease, the leading cause of death in the United States. So LDL cholesterol can increase the likelihood of forming plaque in the arteries that can lead to bypass, heart attacks, stents, all those things we don't want. And historically, we've treated LDL cholesterol with this class of medication called statins. They're the most heavily prescribed class of medications in the world. But despite widespread use of statins, over half the people that need statins aren't on them. And they're not on them for a multitude of reasons. Some people can't tolerate the statins. They have problems with muscle aches, liver problems, memory loss. Some people, despite taking the statin, don't get their cholesterol under adequate control, and thereby they're still susceptible to developing heart disease. And some people just don't like the idea of statins. They've read bad things about them. Their neighbors have said maybe they shouldn't be on statins, and they're just against the concept of statins. For that group of patients, the identification of this new protein called PCSK9 should be of great interest. For simplification purposes, PCSK9 is a bad thing. So the more PCSK9 we have, the higher our LDL. The less PCSK9, the lower our LDL. Now, there's already a handful of drug companies that have targeted PCSK9 with an injectable cholesterol medication. And you could get that medication tomorrow where you inject yourself in the leg, it decreases your PCSK9 and decreases your LDL. The researchers at University of New Mexico, combined with the NIH, took this a step further. They developed a vaccine against this PCSK9 protein. And when they administered this vaccine to mice and monkeys, they found a rather profound, sustained decrease in LDL.
And the next step would be testing it in humans.
Absolutely. So if testing this in humans in the future proves to be safe and effective, it could really change the way we treat cholesterol and hopefully change the face of heart disease. I mean, I'm optimistic that before I retire, heart disease will no longer be America's #1 killer, and I think it's due to a lot of advancements, including our medical therapy.
I was reading an article, and some of the numbers are astonishing, and it sounds like it's even better than the pill would be if this thing does roll out. It was saying it could reduce high cholesterol by 55%, and that article said the pill only reduces it by 30%.
Absolutely. So, not only would this be safe and inexpensive, hopefully it'll be more effective. And remember, we're talking about something that affects over 70 million Americans. So this potentially could be a game changer and really is something that we should keep our eye on. Yeah, exciting times for the field of preventative cardiology.
It is. And you mentioned the word inexpensive. You kind of brushed over it real quick, but cheaper is music to a lot of people's ears.
Cheap and more effective are our two favorite things in medicine. Some of the newer medications, the injectable medications, while they're very effective, they could be over $10,000 a year.
In your experience with other trials, when it's at this stage of the game, how quickly could this thing hit the market for folks?
Historically it's taken a while, but if you look at this PCSK9 gene, it was only identified in 2003. The first human studies were in 2010, and here we are 5 years later with an FDA-approved drug. So things are changing so rapidly, who knows? And the identification of this protein, I think, is the real novel thing, and I think it opens up the potential for many, many different therapies. So hopefully, in the years to come, this will be something that will be available for our patients.
Yeah, a big game changer, Doctor. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, and have a great week off for Thanksgiving.
Appreciate it.